Okay. Hey YouTube, it's your boy Widgie here, coming at you with some more Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition. And we have another casted game for you. Two absolute behemoths once again on the ladder. One of them you most probably know, and if you don't, then, well, it's just kind of embarrassing, really. We have Ezad on the top left part of the map, of course, playing as the Portuguese in the cyan. On the bottom right part of the map, we have big boy Mac Daddy here, playing as the Spanish in the red. So both these players pretty much above 1950 elo, 2000 elo. Ezad a little bit higher there as well. So you're going to be able to learn a lot, guys. That's why it's one of the reasons why I enjoy casting these games, is so you can learn how some of the best players play and how they open with certain civilizations, all that kind of stuff. And of course, I love seeing different strategies, interesting ones that break the meta. That's what we need to do, ladies and gents. Let's break the meta. Let's get rid of it and start doing some interesting strats. So let's see if that's the case here with Ezad or Mac Daddy. I have no idea. You can see we've got some nice colors on the left-hand side for Ezad when he discovered that 100 XP treasure. And it's one of the mods that I really encourage you to get, developed by Iron Kaiser. It's no plug or anything like that. I mean, you know, he hasn't paid me or anything like that. It's just really, really good. He does the better unit description mod. That won't work on that. I think maybe the Explorer. Yeah, there you go. If you highlight over the Explorer, it'll give you a nice breakdown of all the different Euro Explorers and what they do already right there in the game. And he's got the new treasure update as well. So you can see the 40 coin coming in. If I hover over a treasure here, like this lion treasure, for example. Where is it? Oh, it actually isn't coming up. Maybe he hasn't done that one. But there you go. He's done that one. Okay, so yeah, there's still some that maybe he hasn't updated. That was kind of a really bad example. But here's one. The Vibrant Naguni Textiles. That's 40 coin, and it just tells you instantly. So it's nice if you're hunting for treasures. So make sure to get those mods. They're called the Better Unit Description and the Better Treasure one. And there's a Better Native TP one as well. All right, let's get into this. Ezad playing as Portuguese. He has the 1v1 Fast Fortress deck. He's gone for the Fatorius. Very, very standard. I recently casted another Portuguese game very recently with Swisher Guts, who was playing against Shake. And Ports seem to be quite a popular civ at the moment. I'm also seeing Lakota being played a lot. It's funny how there's like these trends of civs as they go on. Okay, let's have a look at Mac Daddy playing Spain. Going to be going in for capitalism as second card. First card was the 3 settlers. So very, very standard. He's opened up with the trade post and looking like he's ready to go. So I would imagine he's going to go fast fortress here. So it's battle of the fast fortresses most likely. We can't say for sure though, but Ezad is definitely ahead of the age up here. Going to be going for the naturalist, getting that food shipment. Very, very nice indeed. And he has another card already available. I imagine he's going to lock in that 700 coin instantly when he does age up. And we can probably see if some villagers are going to go over to coin here. That's normally a good kind of indicator to know if someone wants to go fast fortress. Getting that macro ready, that 300 coin. So boom, 700 coin comes in, and then you're ready to go for age 3. So we see the age up. The governor here for Mac Daddy. Interesting. Going to probably be putting maybe an aggressive outpost. You can see if we look at the vision here of Mac Daddy himself. Going to be trying to get this big old 80 coin treasure here. That's really going to help for the fast fortress. Speed that along. He's not going to have to macro as long for it, which is going to be very, very nice. Explorer is quite low though. Only 104 HP, but he's going to manage to get it in. He is now getting hunting dogs as well. I wonder if he's going to chop. What's he chopping for? A house and a TP here? He's got a lot of vills still on wood. It's very, very interesting. Yes, he's going for a second TP. This map's quite good for that. I would always recommend, if you have a map where you have 2 TP lines behind your base, I would really think about and prioritize getting a stagecoach on that. It can be really, really helpful for you, because it's in a really nice defensive position and your opponent is unlikely to challenge you on those TPs. So here we go. Where is this outpost going? Yes, it's going. How far out is it going? That is the question. And we do see, of course, 700 coin coming in straight behind 700 wood. And that chopping was for immediate steel traps, which is something that you normally see with a lot of Euro civs, ladies and gents. Always try and, if you can, macro for your steel traps. whilst getting into age 2 and immediately click that steel trap button. It's really important. Really, really important. Let's have a look at Ezad here. He is a bit in front. He's got his 700 coin just dropped in, and he's now going for 700 wood. I would probably say he's about 10 seconds. Oh, maybe a little bit more. Maybe like 15 seconds ahead of Mac Daddy here. And we can see Mac Daddy is putting the outpost on this side. Ezad has not spotted it just yet. He is scouting on the other side of the map here, and he knows that he's got... he's probably gone for the other TP on the north side there. It's an interesting one because I don't know. I would be a bit hesitant in building the TP here. I can see the plan to potentially go for the caravan trade or the stagecoach, but I'd probably want to put my second one here. Just so they're closer to me, defended, I get that XP that I really need as Spain. And yeah, I don't know. Because that's going to be open to getting sieged very, very soon. So Mac Daddy has better eco now. He's got hunting dogs, steel traps. He got his market up very early on. Ezad is just building his market right now, but he is ahead of the age up quite significantly. And we're now seeing that wood coming in. So he's probably going to get steel traps. He's getting hunting dogs. And he's probably going to get a... I was about to say he's going to get a military building, but he is dropping a church. And could potentially, yeah, could have probably drop a house as well with that wood, I would say. Yeah, there's the steel traps coming in. And he's got the wood now available for a barracks or a stables. Yeah, we see the church on Mac Daddy's side as well. And he is aging up with the bishop. I believe that's the coin shipment, isn't it, the bishop? My Euro politicians are still so bad. We can see the marksman for Ezad, which I believe is the skirmisher age up. And yep, steel traps coming in. Going to be getting placer mines behind that as well now. And actually going for the trading post. The native TP, both of them have actually gone for it, is really crucial. It's really good because it gets you the Berber nomads. And we can see here, thanks to that mod, it gives us a comparison of the normal settler. So they gather natural resources faster. Their HPM movement speed bonus as well for nearby Berber nomads. So they're pretty good. And I'd really recommend getting them if you can. And that's exactly what Ezad is doing. And yes, we see the Cassadors coming up with the marksman age up. Covered wagon going to go over here to guard the silver mine on the right-hand side at the back. And, of course, this herd, which is really nice. Okay, Mac Daddy just about to get into his age up. Has dropped a Ford rack, starting to train those good old rods. Crazy rods that everyone gets so goddamn annoyed with. And he is also now going for the Berbers as well. 150 food for a Berber. Is it worth it? I think it is. You've got to get them earlier, as earliest as possible, because natural resources do run out. And getting them earlier means you get more return on your investment. So, really crucial. I'd get it. Now, Cassador's quite scary. Quite a scary unit. Very, very powerful skirmisher. One of the deadliest in the game. However, if you can get them into melee, it's really good because their hand tack is pitiful. Hand tack is only 5, as you can see. Now, Mac Daddy going to be coming in now with the rods. Rods, by the way, 11 hand attack. Way higher HP than Cassador. So if you can get on top of them, you can see really how much damage they can do. So they need to create that distance. Dogs as well are absolutely crazy. They shadow tech as well, as we can see. And he's going to try and descend upon the Castadors. Ezad doing a great micro trick here. Going to also now pop out those 5 Dragoons coming from the TC on the left-hand side. Going to be able to lock this one down. Absolutely fantastic with the pop of the militia as well. Oh, I mean, that was just the creme de la creme, ladies and gents. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful there, how he played that. Really nice. It was looking rough, but then he got the decent surround with the reinforcements. Now Mac Daddy going to be going in for 1,000 wood and going for that Rodolero shipment. So 1,000 wood's really good because it means that you don't have to focus your vills on gathering wood for a very long time. We can see that we do have a forward TC here. So that could also enable him maybe to get a third TC if he wanted to. But it's also going to enable him to get those extra houses down, maybe another military building if he needs to. I've just realised, yeah, he's going to need to. He's only got 1 Rax, I think. He hasn't got a stables or anything. He is training Berber camel riders, which are basically melee dragoons, ladies and gents. You want to keep them away from your normal cav. And we can see, once again, because of the mod, it gives you a nice breakdown of that unit. Look at Mac Daddy's vision here. Got a really good vision of that outpost. Can clearly see Ezad's vills here gathering on the left-hand side. Rods are now upgraded. So he's got a lot of units here to deal with cavalry in general. Going to be pretty good for him, but his issue is, and the scary thing is, the Cassadors. But remember, look, Burmers have a base hand attack of 27. It is halved when they are attacking Cassadors, but still, as I mentioned, Cassadors in melee are one of the worst. You've got to get on top of them. If you can get on top of them, they're basically useless. And we are seeing the Marvelous Year coming in. We're going to get a nice 365 seconds of increased eco from Mac Daddy. Let's have a look at Ezad here. What has he actually gone for so far? He's gone for the good old organ guns. He's dropped to 5 dragoons. And he also has gone for that 1,000 wood as well. But yeah, ports are quite popular at the moment. And we can see he's really locking off this right-hand side of the map here. He's got this hunt perfectly locked down. I like the fort placement there. Just wedged between the TC and the native outpost. Something that you always got to bear in mind, you know, building placement is so, like, overlooked in this game. You got to understand pathing and how bad it is in this game and how frustrating it is. And you've got to use that to your advantage. So try and place buildings so it makes like an alleyway, it makes like a little funnel for your enemies to go into, and they'll get absolutely rinsed. That's what you got to do. And it's really important to do that. And immediately we're seeing a very early mill going down here for Ezad. That 1,000 wood coming in there to drop a mill. I think, yeah, it's just, he goes through food so quickly simply because of the 3 TCs. The demand for food for the vills here is quite a lot. And we're seeing that there's plenty of food over this side. Look at this food over here for Mac Daddy. He's absolutely fine. He's got 2 full herds there, and he's got 1 further out onto the map. So he has the map control, and he's not having to invest in wood to get mills, which are actually a lot slower overall. So he's looking pretty good right now. He is looking pretty good. And further organs now coming in. They are very, very expensive. Going to start their work on the forward TC here of Mac Daddy. We see a reaction coming in. How is he going to deal with this? It's quite a massive units. We have Vet Haubs, Haub Dragoon with organ guns. It's going to be a face-off, but Halberdiers, they have 28 base damage versus only 13 for the rods, so Halberdiers will do absolutely fine against Rodoleros in hand-to-hand combat. The only issue is trying to deal with these organs. There is nothing really, unless he can get his Berber camels in there, there's nothing that Mac Daddy can really do yet against those organs. He needs some Colves, something like that. The 1,000 coin coming in, that could be the call for the Colves. He does have an arsenal down as well, but he's probably going to have to drop an artillery foundry at some point. And he's chopping, Ezad, yeah, chopping a lot of wood. He wants to get another mill down. He has gone for the artillery foundry. He's got 5 organ guns now. 60 villagers versus, actually, Mac Daddy doing pretty darn good. He's on 61 villagers. He's trying to keep up with the booming here because he's gone on 3 TCs. Trying to match Portuguese. Maybe this is what you need to do to try and keep up with them, with their boom. And remember, he does have the Marvelous Year for 365 seconds. I don't know whether or not that's finished now. So yeah, a lot of units here. Nice mix. I love it. We've got rods, Berber camels, and skirms. Ezad continuing with the nomads. He hasn't actually got all the Berbers yet. Wow, he's just only started getting those, so that's quite unfortunate. But we can see Culverins now coming in as well for Ezad, so he really doesn't want to lose anything here. And that's exactly what MacDaddy needs to do. He needs to get the Culverin in there to really deal with those organs, because that's a lot of organs. But what is he doing? He's taking the opportunity. He's going for the H4. He's doing it. What has he got in H4? The Peninsular Guerrillas. Improves ranged infantry attack. Allows skirms to see the location of enemies. They've recently damaged. Look at that. 20% damage increase for all ranged infantry. Musket infantry, however, is 10% reduction. Right, okay. So, yeah. I mean, it's going to really, really help. It's going to help deal with both the halberdiers and the dragoons, because the skirms counter both of those compositions. All he needs to do is try and deal with this artillery, but 3 Colves coming in to reinforce for Ezad here. Age up about to come on for Mac. Ezad not looking for the age up at all. He has another card available. Is he going to go for some Ronin Madness? Potentially, I'm not too sure. But MacDaddy now getting into that industrial age. And he hasn't got a card available, unfortunately, but he is going to be locking in the Espadachins. I can't even pronounce that. I'm so sorry, ladies and gents. That is going to be coming in very shortly. That's what he needs right now. Ezad here going to be getting the Constable. It's going to buff all of his halberdiers. Oh, a couple of volleys there from the Falconets. They are absolutely fine for now. And the upgrade for MacDaddy for his units is coming in. There it is. Boom. He now has the Royal Guard units for the rods. Very, very scary. 230 HP each. However, the halberdiers still goddamn good, though. And first factory coming in now. And finally some Colves. And the Culverin Royale upgrade as well. So, I don't know. I don't know whether Ezad just wants to commit here in H3. I think he does. I think he wants to take the opportunity and try and push in. But if he's going to be faced with some Culverin Royales, then it's going to be tricky. It's going to be very, very tricky. Can MacDaddy hold this off? It's the artillery that's the scariest thing for him right now. He's got a lot of skirms that can probably deal with a lot of these halberdiers. And what is his next card going to be? Oh, here it is. Ezad going for the Passage to Nippon. 5 Ronin. This has kind of been like a bit of a meme recently, isn't it? The 5 Ronin shipment. But I just think to myself, 5 Ronin, is it worth 1,000 coin? But once you see these bad boys, it's going to be worth it, trust me. I think MacDaddy here waiting for that Culverin Royale upgrade. Look at that. He's got 4 Culverins here. Absolutely doubled down on the coin here. 400 coin apiece for those bad boys. That is not to be sniffed at. 1,600 coin locked up in those Culverins, plus the upgrade as well. And he's getting champion Berbers. He's going to be getting his Berber upgrade as well. He's looking pretty darn good. He's creeping ahead in score slightly. Colves are going to get ready. Are they going to be able to get a shot here? Are they going to be in range? They're rolling forward very, very slowly here. Ooh, Ezad sort of just knowing it. He's got a sense that they're around. Ooh, so close. And the organ guns do get out of there without a hitch. Is he going to come back and push in here? Is he going to get ready? Or is Ezad going to try and age up here? Is he aging up? He is aging up. Yep, he's halfway right now. Aging up with the engineer. And this is the time that MacDaddy needs to push right now. When he's halfway through aging, he hasn't secured any of his upgrades. He hasn't got any fresh cards from age 4. This is the time when you have that age advantage. You've got a lot of upgrades on. This is the time to push. They say you're map hacking. Ooh, interesting. MacDaddy's saying who is. Let's have a look at his view. Can we see it? No, I don't think we can see it. I was going to see his view lock there. Okay, interesting. Maybe Ezad's on stream or something. You can see a couple of villagers going down here. I haven't really noticed any kind of evidence of map hacking, to be honest. I mean, maybe if he starts to move now. Yeah, see, look, he would have moved down here, surely, if he saw the army. Like, if he saw Ezad coming down this way without vision, he would have probably turned back and Looks like he's going to continue not to, though. Oh, lordy lord. That's like 7 vills there. Good night. Vienna. A couple of those are going to be going down. On the south side, though, we do see a counter push from Ezad. He is going to back off, though. Oh, my God. A lot of these vills going down, ladies and gents. Berber Camels coming in. Champion Berber Camels. 480 HP. Absolute units coming in. They do have melee resistance. Don't forget that as well. They don't have range resistance. 20% melee resistance. Dragoons. Going to try and see what they can do here. But we do see the Ronin. There they are, ladies and gents. 58 base attack damage. And they have that scary area of effect as well. 600 HP. Absolute machines. 120 siege attack as well. Very, very scary. And we see MacDaddy now getting in all of his upgrades. He's just got the guard skirmisher in now as well. Has he got his next card? He probably wants to get the Peninsula Guerrillas. That's going to really help his skirms. Ezad's going to take the opportunity. We do see the upgrade coming in. Guard Halberdiers, Legion Dragoons in. It's a really awkward place amongst the trees. Look at all the organs. The organs absolutely chewing through it. What are the Colves doing? Royales need to be on top of those organs. And the organs are just getting away with murder. The Berbers, though, still doing work, though. Still absolutely clapping these Legion Dragoons. Finally, the organs go down. And somehow, it's kind of an even fight here. Somehow, even with all those volleys from the organs, MacDaddy still sort of coming out on top here. And has he got that gorilla upgrade? He is getting it in shortly. The Colves are going to have to just awkwardly roll back here. And I think just, yeah, that was a really awkward fight there amongst the trees. A lot of units bunched up, which meant the organs could absolutely do work. And they definitely did. 79 villagers for Ezad. MacDaddy on 96. And he's had those Berber Nomads a lot earlier than Ezad. So MacDaddy here doing pretty good eco-wise, I would say. Not the best fight for him. I think he could have done a lot better in that fight. However, we do see the Peninsula Guerrillas coming in. There it is. Very, very scary. 25 base ranged attack now for the skirmishers. Scary, scary stuff. We do see, look at all the eco here. We see a lot of vills chopping wood. Going to try and start to get down estates, I think. There is a gold mine here. Absolutely fine, though. He probably doesn't need to go for the gold mine. Oh, we do see a couple of heavy cannons, though, coming out from Ezad there. I believe that he shipped those. Yes, he's also got the factory card on the way now. But look at all the wood that Ezad's got. What is he doing? What is he up to? 3,200. I mean, that can't all be for estates, can it? Maybe it is. I think he's just run out of coins, so he's just gathering something for the sake of it. That's what I really recommend to you guys. When you're in a rough position and you run out of coin and you need to transition, but there's nothing that your villagers can really do right now. You want them on coin, but there's no coin available. Get them on wood. Get them gathering something. Otherwise, they're just standing around. They're doing nothing. So utilize them. Get them to gather any kind of resource. And we can see Ezad is 100% doing that. And he's going to be dropping further estates, most likely. Looking really rough for him right now, though. These, the Espadachin. The Espadachin, I think, is the Royal Guard units there for the rods. Now we see steam power coming in on the factory, which I believe increases the heavy cannon rate, I believe. And what's left for it? I mean, there's dragoons and stuff. Sorry, there's the lancers. But it's not really going to help him that much, to be honest. I probably would go for maybe cav combat. Maybe, yeah, like archaic infantry hit points might be good for the rods that he's got. He's not really going cav in this matchup at all. We see a lot of Cassadors now, really switching up the comp. A lot of Cassadors. Can the rods get us around on the Cassadors? That would be really nice to see. Can that happen? Who knows? A lot of eco going in. Bookkeeping coming in from MacDaddy now. Ezad with a constant Cassador. He's only got vet Cassadors. He needs to get that upgrade. 100% needs to get that upgrade in for guard Cassadors. Otherwise, he's going to be in a sticky situation. Is he going to lose the Colves? No, he's not. He manages to get away. Ezad also has the Royale shipment as well, and we do see Guard Castadors now coming in, which is definitely what's needed. Interesting composition here. I think what would be crazy is some Lancers now from McDaddy. If he can switch it up and go for some Lancers, what do we see here? We see the standing army coming in. I believe that's the one that ships the Musketeers. And we're finally seeing some missionaries who can help heal. They just look really silly, don't they? I mean, look how silly they look. I've always thought they're very just silly in general. I mean, they're on like a donkey and they're going at 7 movement speed. I mean, what's that about? Very, very odd. Deals bonus damage against infantry. They're better. They've got better movement speed and they're cheaper than priests. Crazy units. Could be providing some healing. We can see they provide 10 HP a second. And we've got the Unction now, which also boosts the attack of nearby infantry and cavalry. It's going to be coming in. Going to be really good synergizing with the skirms because of that gorilla card that they've got as well. There it is, boom. Look at that, 32 base damage. Absolutely wrecking Guard Castadors, only on 23 base damage. Definitely going to be able to deal a lot here. Look at these, look at these, look at this. The rod's kind of acting like a meat shield going into parry mode here, or guard mode. I always forget which one, that it increases the ranged resistance there. Acting like a meat shield, going to try and get on top of the Castadors, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to get absolutely melted by those Guard Halberdiers. And I think McDaddy's still okay here. Those skirms, his skirms, whilst being boosted by the missionaries, are better than Guard Castadors, I believe. Although he doesn't have the movement speed, but I think he does better in a 1v1 situation. And we do see some rods coming from the north side. What are they going to do? Trying to get on top of something here. But there's even more halberdiers. It's going to be a death sentence. Those halberdiers do some serious hand attack. 40 hand attack versus only 21 base. They get absolutely minced. Good night, Aspadidchins, however you pronounce it. Good night. And really intense game. Scores pretty even here. 104 villagers for Mac. Ezad on 103. He's pretty much maxed out himself. He is now getting gunpowder infantry combat. That's going to really help with his Castadors. Give him the edge that he needs right now. And he's actually doing a cheeky switch into some Hussars. This is going to be beautiful. Hopefully there's not many rods around and he can make it work. And we just see further rod play here. He's kind of just done with he's out with the skirmishers here entirely, and he's full sending it with rods. I'm not too sure about whether that's the best thing or not. Really, really unsure about this game. Like, I think McDaddy overall was pretty much ahead for most of the game. It's looking pretty interesting now. I'm not entirely sure the situation. We do now see Guard Hussars coming in. This Hussar switch could be beautiful, but there's a lot of rods here to deal with. And he needs to get rid of the most of the rods here. And he needs some really good Hussar micro. Dipping in and out is definitely needed. Doesn't want to overcommit. We see some Hussars on the west side there, trying to dip in. And he's trying to lead McDaddy into the base, but he's not having any of it. And further Castadors now on the way for McDaddy, and just further skirms. And he's pretty much max popped it. He's not going to be able to create anything else. He probably needs to get native units if he can, because native units don't cross population. You see Colb's trying to do what they can against this TC. Is he going to make the commitment? I'm not too sure. Some Husto on the south side. Guard Hussars now, but those rods are 100% there. There's no way. But look at all these skirms getting absolutely cleaned up here by the Guard Castadors now. And the Halberdier is just going to descend upon them. He's doing it. He's going in, and hopefully the Hussars here, they're actually going on a counter raid south of the map at the moment, but these Halberdiers just will absolutely wreck Rodoleros. It's just not going to be worth it. Castadors in the back here doing a fantastic job as well, cleaning everything up. and he's holding his ground very well here. And MacDaddy not too sure how to really push in here. Doesn't have the artillery, and what do we see? We see some guard hussars coming in, doing a few raids here. We do see that he does have the HP upgrade for his Vils, but there's definitely going to be a few of them falling. And Ezad managing to push through here, both on score and on his raids as well. 98 villagers for MacDaddy. Ezad on 102. And he's starting to get some Dragoons in. And he's getting those champion Berbers. He's going for some Berber action now. Look at these estates. Quite like far out onto the map here. Interesting place to put them. I would have probably put them further into the base. He's put them quite close to Ezad's base here. And that's going to be a real problem for him, because he's going to have to move his Vils off. MacDaddy here, not a problem though. He's got over 3,000 coin. He's going to have to retreat some Vils. Not too sure what they're doing that far out. Chopping wood. And cavalry combat coming in for him. For MacDaddy here. Not too sure why, because he hasn't got any cav on the field. But just insane comp switches with Ezad here. You know, going for that kind of Dragoon Hussar, then switching it up into pretty much full Cassador, Culverin, heavy cannon. Now switching it back, going for a bit of Berber camel action with Dragoons and Guard Hussars. This is becoming increasingly difficult now. But this could be... Oh, no, he needs to back off now. Don't overcommit here, because he's just going to shoot and move back. And he's going to be able to do quite a bit of damage here. He needs to be careful, though. Rods, yeah, he doesn't want to put any of his cav here on the rods. Splitting off a handful of them to try and zone off some of the cav here is a good idea. He's going to try and get them into hand-to-hand combat. But he's not getting that decent surround. It's not enough. And those Cassadors are going to clean up the rods. And remember, Berber Camels, they've just got insane HP. But Rod's managing to do some decent damage, but once again, the prevailing Hussars coming in, cleaning up the skirms as well. And that is another decisive cleanup there. And losing further Vils. Managing to get further upgrades for his units as well. I'm not too sure what that was. Could have been Hussars, potentially. And now he's just going to descend upon the Vils here. Really, really unfortunate. Dropping these estates in the middle of the map. Would not advise it, ladies and gents. Keep all of your stuff like this in your main base. It's not worth it. And we're seeing all the Vils getting pulled off here. MacDaddy struggling with resources. And I feel like a GG is going to be called very soon. 7 rods on the way. Ezad here just continuing to get even more upgrades for fortifications, fortified outpost upgrade. It's all coming in. More Vils are going to be taken down by those Hussars. But absolutely insane comp switches in this game. Really, really liked it. Really, really nice. And there it is. The GG. Ezad takes the game, but he doesn't take it easily. I think for the most part of that game, he was against it a bit there, you know. He did call out MacDaddy, saying that some people are calling him a map hacker. I don't know whether Ezad was streaming at the time. He may have been. I didn't really see any evidence of that. Of course, guys, let me know down in the comments below if there's anything specific that you think meant that he was a hacker. I don't think he is. I've got no evidence to say that he is. But yeah, a couple of things. Don't put your estates in the middle of the map. I know that he was overconfident. He was looking good. He had great map control. But try and keep these estates further back if you can, so that they are defended. Like maybe here, for example, or further down here if you can fit them in. And yeah, I think it was just... I mean, he's got heavy horse guns here as well. I mean, yeah. I mean, MacDaddy had some artillery on the way, but he didn't have any units to deal with it. Maybe... if he didn't just chuck his rods in there and he had those heavy horse guns, maybe he could have done something with it, but he needed artillery. That's what he needed in this. And I think he had a small opportunity to push when he got into age 4, and Ezad wasn't in age 4. So he had about a minute grace period there where he could have done something. But as I say, with hindsight, it's very easy. You're playing the game. You don't know what your opponent's truly doing. Of course, we do. We're watching it. We know. But I don't want to be too harsh on MacDaddy there. That was a great game overall. And I hope you guys learned something from this game as well. What to do, what not to do. And of course, I'll catch you in the next video or the next stream. Make sure to check out my videos on my YouTube channel. I'm going to try and stream a little bit more in the near future. Thank you so much for all of your support. I don't normally mention it too much on videos, but thank you so much. And also, if you're interested in a full comprehensive guide, I've recently released a video shouting out Julian K for his full comprehensive e-course guide. So make sure to go check that video out. And of course, I'll catch you in the next video on the next stream. Catch you guys later.